It's been 10 years since the final episode of The Office aired, but despite being off the air for a decade now, The Office continues to command a large regular following across streaming platforms. It's pretty safe to say that The Office is up there as one of the best comfort shows. Back in 2020, during the height of the pandemic, over 57 billion minutes of The Office was streamed on Netflix, making it the most watched show on streaming services by a country mile. And it got me thinking, how would a show like The Office US, be it another reboot, perform in 2023, 18 years after it premiered back in 2005. Cast members of the show have commented on how The Office would be received in this day and age. Mindy Kaling, who played Kelly Kapoor on the show, as well as served as a writer, executive producer and director, simply said that the show is so inappropriate now. We always talk about how so much of that show we probably couldn't make now. She further added, tastes have changed, and honestly what offends people has changed so much now. Steve Carell, who of course played Michael Scott and was the show's lead for 7 seasons, mentioned that it might be impossible to do that show today and have people accept it the way it was accepted 10 years ago. The climate's different. The whole idea of that character, Michael Scott, so much of it was predicated on inappropriate behaviour. Carell later said in the interview with Esquire magazine that a lot of what is depicted on that show is completely wrong-minded. That's the point, you know, but I just don't know how that would fly now. Funnily enough, the actor that plays Kevin Malone, Brian Baumgartner, defended how The Office would be received if it was made in today's climate in an interview on KFC Radio.
We're not making a joke. The joke is not on the subject matter. The joke is on him and his inability to get it right, to get it woke.
And this is the same opinion I have on whether a show like The Office could work in 2023. When you have a character like Michael Scott, nobody is laughing with what he does or says. We're laughing at him. From promising paid education for young students in Scott's Tots to literally everything said in Diversity Day, the laughter comes from how absurd and stupid this character is in terms of being so unaware of his actions, even if his intentions are good. In the same interview Mindy did on Good Morning America, she remarks that she felt that the show is as popular as it is now is because people feel like there's something kind of fearless about it or taboo that it talks about on the show. And I agree, not just my own thoughts, but critics do too. To me, the show was at its absolute peak between seasons 2 and 4, maybe also season 5 too. And I say maybe season 5 because I felt like whilst it is a fun season to watch, it sort of marks the start of when the show began turning characters into flanderized characters, which is when traits are oversimplified and become their entire personality. It also marks the point to me where the show went from being a mockumentary to your standard sitcom. I think the 3 seasons I highlighted are peak Office simply because it felt so inappropriate, but in most cases that's where comedy works best, when it is entirely inappropriate. Now, this is where my opinion might actually be a legit unpopular opinion. I do think The Office could work as a reboot if all the stars aligned for it. I don't know how it would work in terms of premise or what new characters and dynamics could be created. I would certainly avoid using previous characters as well, simply because their stories have been told and it was obvious in season 9 that the road for so many of those characters had ended. Everyone seems to forget that The Office US was literally a reboot itself, remade to appeal to American audiences after the success of the original UK Office. Look, if you have good writers involved as well as a premise that works, The Office could easily be made for 2023. Considering how much the office landscape has changed in the last couple of years, like hybrid working, I do think there's so much potential for a series poking fun at the work culture of today. I mean, all you gotta do is search up work culture or something on TikTok to see an entire category of videos dedicated to how absurd working in this day and age can be. If TikTok creators can capture the working life of today, I'm sure a group of talented writers could as well. I think writers could have a lot of fun messing around with cancel culture for a rebooted version of The Office, much like how the earlier seasons of the show originally did. If you had to pitch The Office reboot idea to TV networks, what kind of idea would you pitch? Comment your idea down below so I can steal it and sell it for myself. Don't forget to subscribe too. Peace.